friends, it's Supermoon here, back at it again with another pick a card. Today we're going to ask the question, why did you meet? We're talking about friendships, romance, what were their intentions, how can they help you, so on and so forth. I removed any of the crystals on top of the deck, so you pick more out of intuition rather than preference, but don't worry, our friends are here to help guide the ways. We've got group number 1, 2, 3, and 4. The timestamps are in the description below. Pick your deck and let's read your cards. All right, group number 1. Let's answer the question, why did you meet? First oracle card pick. Oh, Metamorphosis. Okay, so this is about where you were at and why you met. This is talking about the fact that you were in the middle of a drastic change in your life. This could have been very difficult or painful, but this is your literal cocoon to butterfly time period in your life. You can actually see the beautiful little butterfly right there. And with our second oracle pick, Strength, it talks about how this person was there or is there to help build your strength in your life. Help become a supportive person to help you realize that you are not in a bad time period in your life, that this is of significance and you can use it to your advantage. Because sometimes we just have bad time periods in our life and then good time periods in our life. There's not much more meaning to it. But sometimes there is a reason for it. And the thing that's interesting about the Strength Oracle card in difference of the Strength Tarot card is this one is talking about the idea of being tested. That you are being tested in order to build that strength, in order to deepen friendships, to build your belief system, to find that spark of magic that makes you who you are. And they are there to help you with that. Ooh, 5 of Pentacles. People get pretty nervous about this card sometimes. Do not worry, every card has a different meaning depending on the question and where it's in relationship to. And in this case, this one's actually literal. Do you see how this person is guiding somebody else? This is you, this is the person you've met, through the stormy weather to a brighter tomorrow. They are, again, this is talking about their supportive role and confirming that this is in fact not a slump you're going through, but just an important time period of tests in your life. They're showing you, can you see that there is a brighter tomorrow? Do you have hope? Do you see that the snow is just temperamental? Oh, I love this. This is great. 2 of Wands. In the 2 of Wands, you can actually literally see here the Strength card being carried through the 5 of Pentacles into the 2 of Wands. They are, again, guiding you, this is the person you've met, guiding you towards a higher level of understanding. In the 2 of Wands, there's this sense of confidence and an elevated, larger way of thinking. But this also points out how they're going to help you plan out for all the road bumps ahead. They're going to help you take the best course of action. They're going to prevent you from wasting a lot of time. And they're going to help you when you're in a moment where you might make a hasty decision that could backfire. Again, this goes back to the metamorphosis. Ooh, 6 of Wands. This is pretty important. Okay, so 6 of Wands says a lot here, which is really awesome. In this card, we can see that the person that you have met isn't someone who gives out their knowledge and help freely. That they have this wonderful gift that people are drawn to. They want a piece of. But they've chosen you. They see something special in you. That your meeting is significant for both you and them. And this is also confirmation that you will for sure get through this difficult time period in your life and be kind of like, I guess, so to speak, the winner. You know, you're going to do great at the end of it. Because this is talking about how they're going to see you at the end of that. They're going to be there to celebrate with you and watch the full transformation come into fruition. This also talks about how they're going to help you learn to put your own needs first. That could be a problem that's setting you back and that was setting you back in your previous cocooned caterpillar life. The Chariot. Okay, so the Chariot, again, is talking about your eventual, like, imminent, if I'm saying that word correctly, like, it's without a doubt going to happen, good fortune and success. But it's also talking about revealing your inner power and your influence. Like, you might not be aware of this, and this person that you've met is going to help you understand and connect to that you have more sway and influence over people than you know. You're more in control of your fate than you realize. And this is about building that confidence and learning to connect to that. Like here you can see between, a great way to see this on a literal sense is like, see how she has two decisions that need to be made, and she's choosing to face the Six of Wands over looking at the void. So she's choosing to want success and strengthen her natural abilities rather than continuing on with more self-sabotaging ways. So again, this is all pointing towards success, but again, this just keeps reconfirming that this person in your life is to help you with all of this. Let's move the cards up and make room for our second row. Ooh, Six of Swords. Okay, so Six of Swords is, wow, this reading just continues to be more and more direct. I love it. Sometimes readings are just a lot of the universe cannot be any clearer. In the Six of Swords, it talks about how you are moving just like the Five of Pentacles, towards a more positive direction. But this also talks about how you're going to be, this person in your life is going to help you with healing. And like this friend in the boat, they're going to make sure your journey is as safe, they're protecting you with the swords, as safe and as comfortable as possible. See how you're moving away from more stormy rapids towards a more smoother streamline here too. So that's wonderful. Temperance. Okay, so this person is also here to help. I mean, they're just here to help in every way possible. But some of the things they're helping that get you through this time period is, in addition to just helping you heal like past wounds, is helping you restore your inner balance. I also see them helping out with some sort of a job opportunity with the Chariot, the Six of Wands, and the Temperance, which is really cool. And now this kind of only applies to people if you are having any sort of health concerns, but with the appearance of this person in your life, and the Temperance card, this signifies an upswing in, so things are going to get a lot better because of their presence. So that's wonderful. That's really great. I'm so happy to hear that for you. Okay, we got Five of Cups. Sorry if I take a sec. I just like to look at them and kind of like think about them for a second before I put them down. Let me look at this too. Oh, okay, perfect. Okay, so I had to pull two out because I needed to get a little more clarification. But with the Five of Cups and the Eight of Swords, this is kind of, again, talking about how you guys met. The Five of Cups is talking about how this is like the beginning of your metamorphosis. This is talking about the idea of loss. And this could be, unfortunately, through maybe you actually literally lost someone, and I'm so sorry to hear that if that did happen to you. But this could also talk about a friendship being kind of broken up, maybe a disconnection with a family member, maybe you unfortunately lost a job. This is kind of what catapulted the rough slump in your life that began the changing of a better tomorrow. It's more than just being reconnected to any friend or that friend, or having an understanding of the loss or getting a new job. You're going to have a huge change because of this, and this is kind of when you guys met. This also gets confirmed again in the Eight of Swords, because here it talks about you being stuck and you're unable to break free. This is about like bad habits, types of ways of thinking. And this person came in and removed all these swords, unbandaged you, and was like, wake up, you're stuck in a form of thinking, you keep performing the old habits, and you chose to move away from that. You followed their guidance. You followed their knowledge and support. So this is just overall like a really wonderful, happy experience. It might feel kind of rough, but maybe it doesn't feel as bad with this person in your life. Now, this person can potentially be a friend or a romantic partner. It's not very specific, but you're just gonna kind of know and feel that drawn to them and just inexplicably have answers, and somehow they were involved. Maybe they gave you a little tidbit of evidence, advice or something like that. It's all about healing, restoring balance. It's about fixing your self-sabotaging ways. It's about putting yourself first. It's about understanding that this is just a short time period in your life, but it's an important time period of learning, and you should kind of be awake and conscious and not dissociate and be there. So yeah, that is your reading for group number 1. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like. It really helps the channel out a lot, and consider subscribing today. But let's move on to group number 2. Group number 2. Let's answer the question, why did you meet? First oracle card pick is Mountain. Okay, so your life is about to get a whole lot easier when you meet this person. Do you have any debt? They're going to pay it. You need a ride? They're going to give it. You just want that thing? They're going to give it to you. It's pretty much cutting corners, whatever's easiest, pretty cut and dry. It's just going to get a whole lot easier, and I would even say a whole lot more fun in that regard. Second oracle card pick, making a choice. This person's presence is going to force you to make a choice between the road you're currently on and the part of you you'd really like to be. Because let's be honest, who we'd really like to be often gets kind of pushed down either by social norms or our fears or whatever the case being. And this person's presence is going to force you to say, which one am I going to follow? You're going to make a choice in that regard. Seven of Swords. Okay. I feel a little, I don't know how to say this. It feels like, I'll see when I see the rest of the cards, but it feels a dash sinister. I don't mean to freak you out, but the reason why I say that is this is all about like the person kind of throwing you temptation and trying to get you to cough up some of your secrets. I can't tell right now if it's good or bad. It feels weird considering, so the Mountain is all about it being easier, but sometimes in relationships, and this feels romantic, by the way, this person you met, that sometimes there becomes like a bartering system of I do this, you do that, and that's great and everything, but it doesn't make sense in a relationship. So it makes me wonder if these things that they're doing for you, they're trying to understand a part of you, but why? What is the intention here? They're meeting you and they want to know things about you. I kind of, when I get the Seven of Swords rather than another card that talks about trust and being open, it doesn't say you can't share secrets. In fact, you probably should. I think it might be a good idea, but I wouldn't maybe share all of them. Like, see how she's keeping some of them to her self? I think that would probably be a good idea, because that makes me weary. Oh, Ten of Pentacles. Okay, now I know why they want you to open up. They want a family. Why did you meet? To start a family together. Now, this does not have to involve children, keep in mind. This could be a kitty family, a dog family. They just kind of want to start their own little community with you. And the Ten of Pentacles also talks about being more open. So they just kind of want to, they probably, I mean, that goes with the territory of starting some sort of little family unit. So that probably makes sense of why they, want you to share their secrets and why they're doing so many nice things for you, which is great. And this is where the making a choice definitely makes sense. I mean, making the choice to start a family of any regard, or any choice, sorry, is a big deal. So that makes a lot more sense. Page of Wands. Also, we get another, like, kind of coaxing feeling, but this is a gesture of positivity and encouragement. They're like, come this way, leave your internal thoughts and yourself. You know, if you're a little more inward with your emotions, they're like, come out of it, come over here. It's really cool. Like the little kitty is calling the other person out. And they definitely want to get to know you, and you should definitely follow them because they have good news, which is awesome. I also see you receiving this good news through some sort of social media, so keep an eye out for that. Eight of Cups. Okay, this definitely is the confirmation towards the making of choice. This shows you leaving that other choice in behind you and moving towards the choice you didn't have before, the part of yourself you want to be. I think this definitely moves towards the direction of family, and so I do see you making the family in that way. And I also see you just in general leaving past behind, but with peace. You're total. No one's forcing you. You're very happy to make this decision. Oh my God, the sun. What can I say? Family. Why did you guys meet? For a family. I don't know how any more clear this could be. Just family vibes again. Ooh, but we have the Nine of Swords. Okay, so a crisis is going to happen, and you guys meeting is to help you through this crisis, kind of keep you from being cooped up. But the thing about this crisis is I don't think this necessarily points towards you. You're the person that you could have met, could be or will go through this crisis. It feels very short and dramatic, but this little small bit of crisis, somebody is helping the other person open up. And now it does point towards you because you're a little more internal with the way you handle things, and this whole spread is about how they help you pull you out of it. But it's kind of surprising how we can be as humans. It's like somehow we might be very internal and not share our emotions, but then when someone else is going through it, we help them open up, and by helping them, it then helps us. So this is definitely going to be a wonderful bonding time period that will help you in your choice of who you once were and who you'd like to be someone who's a little more sharing with their feelings, a little more in tuned in that way. And this crisis is going to be something that you were meant to meet each other and go through it together. So if you are the one going through the crisis, open up to them, let them know, let them help you through this time period, and vice versa them. Reach out to them, help them through this time period. The Empress. Oh my God. Okay, we do not have any doubts. Family, family, family. Lots of opening up. Okay, this is for sure romantic, without a doubt. I love when there's so much confirmation in this regard. It makes it absolutely clear. So this is again about family, but it also talks about like how there might be some hesitancy from your perspective. There's some reluctance, which makes sense with a lot of the fear of opening up and the person you once were and who you want to be. But have no fear, this person just wants to like protect you. They have a generally protective nature over you, and they want to help you overcome, your past fears. They want to bring security into your life. It's a lot of giving to you. This relationship's a lot about them giving to you, which is wonderful. They just want to nurture you and make you better. I don't know. They definitely feel protective as heck over you, which is wonderful. And we're finishing off our read with the World. Oh wow. Okay, so this is man, they just really this spread has a lot of love. They just really they're your number one fan. What felt sinister, I'm realizing now, is more of a journey. Like it might feel with a more distrusting nature, it might feel like, why are they trying to get my secrets? And then over time you realize their intentions. They want to build something with you. They think you're wonderful. And in the World, it talks about like expanding your world. that by meeting them, by you two meeting, they're your missing piece to your puzzle. And like once they kind of click into gear, it's like you have a wider perspective of how things work. Maybe you'll even travel or something like that. But whatever you experience, it will be for sure success. This is like wonderful, especially with the sun. This is like lots of forms of success with them. And by being with this person, you're doubling your success, which is so wonderful. It's a really positive spread. But just a little food for thought, just something. This doesn't necessarily mean this is the case, but I would do some investigative work. The world sometimes talks about, especially in a romantic case, talks about the idea that they might be taken. So don't give in to your more distrusting side and become jealous, but I would definitely get down to brass tacks and figure out, like, are they with someone? Is their mind in any way, shape, or form still a little bit, kind of committed towards someone else? I think they definitely want to leave that behind. That's not the case, but there's a possibility, and I'm just letting you know that that could be the case, and you should probably ask and find out. But life's about to get easier. This is a romantic situation. They're going to help you through your more internal habits, and they're going to build something wonderful for you. But don't freak out if you don't want kids. It could be a kitty family, a dog family, like I said before. So pretty wonderful. Get excited. Woo! If you liked this, please give it a like. It helps out a lot, and consider subscribing. But let's get ready for group number 3. Group number 3. Let's answer the question, why did you meet? I'm going to lay down your first 2 tarot oracle cards because they are very matter of fact. We've got Peaks of Joy and Commitment. Yes, we have a romantic encounter going on here, which is awesome. We've got Peaks of Joy. It's all about really high levels of happiness. You're going to receive lots of spurts of energy that will give you the ability to have these experiences to their fullest. And you're also meant to come together to have some form of commitment. Yes, this can totally mean marriage, but this can also mean some sort of grand gesture, like buying a car together, buying a house together, something that says, I'm going to be with you in the long term. I want to build something with you. You guys are meant to come together for that. Now let's pull our first tarot cards. 8 of Swords. 3 of Swords. Okay, I'm gonna pull a couple more cards so I'm a little more clear on this message. The High Priestess. Ace of Cups. Okay, give me a hot moment here. Okay, so Spirit has stepped in, and Spirit is telling me that this is a journey you guys are meant to go on to together. This is very important. Let's start off with the 8 of Swords. The 8 of Swords is all about imposed limitations. See how this girl is surrounded by swords, and she's bound, and she's blindfolded on her own accord. She can remove those whenever she wants, and she sees it as something, as like an obstacle, but she placed it there. She's allowing the past to be brought into the present. It's all about pessimism and bad habits in relationships. Unfortunately, something happened where you were hurt enough that you've kind of carried that pain over for way longer than needed. Now, this is also about overcoming that pain, and that you guys were meant to come together to overcome that pain. But I was wondering if either this is you going through the pain and that person was meant to come together to help you, or the other way around. But then Spirit stepped in and said both of you are going through this, and you both need to help one another, which is awesome. Because in the 3 of Swords, we get into why this is the case. This talks about betrayal. This talks about the possibility of infidelity. But remember, it's not necessary that, maybe you were cheated on or they were cheated on. It could be maybe their past partners seeked advice from somebody else and that offended them. They realized there was distrust in the relationship of some sort. But either way, 3 of Swords is about facing your fears, acknowledging them, and overcoming them. You're going to help one another when it comes to that. I see that in the High Priestess. The High Priestess, and this is where it starts to like have a positive turning point, because you're not taking this out on one another. It's just like you're each other's kind of like healer, so to speak. In the High Priestess, this talks about intuition and good advice, because you are able to see, X, Y, and Z will solve their problem in a way that seems so obvious to you, but is kind of a blind spot for them. And then vice versa for them to you. You are kind of each other's missing puzzle piece situation that's going to help finally realize you have the personal and they have the personal capabilities to remove these swords, to be free of this past experience and move on. But this also talks about how they are your type. That's like a side note. But this also talks about that you're going to have a heart-to-heart. That there's going to be a lot of openness in this relationship. And this carries through in the Ace of Cups, that it will be received very well. Because the Ace of Cups is all about trust, love, new emotional depth, and just a lot of honesty. In fact, this is going to be probably one of the deepest relationships you've experienced, and that you should lean into this, because through the Ace of Cups, it's the confirmation that it will be received well. Now, we've got the Queen of Swords, and Spirit has spoken up again. So this is something really important. So Queen of Swords is pretty matter of fact. It's very straight and objective honesty, which goes along with a lot of the other things we've been repeating through this tarot read. But the thing about this tarot read that Spirit wants you to know above anything else is, yes, this is a romantic healing time period in your life, which is wonderful. But the thing you should get out of this read, out of anything, is the honesty. That is what you get out of your encounter with them. You are going to find your spark, your magic, who you really are, by being your most authentic self and having it received really well. And vice versa, watching someone do the same and mirror that. You're going to cultivate your own little kind of community between the two of you, and maybe, I don't know if you wanted to build on that, by living this more honest version of your life in a way you've never been able to experience before. So that's the most important thing you need to take out of this. But the Queen of Swords, she more pairs with the Queen of Pentacles. So this is a little side note for all this wonderful healing time period in your life. This is kind of like an offshoot that when you meet them, you are going to finally go on that independent endeavor you've always wanted to. You're going to open that online shop. You're going to start that YouTube page. Whatever the situation is, you're going to finally indulge that, and it's going to go well because, and this is important to note, it's going to go well, not just because of good fortune and fate and stuff like that, because of their honesty. Because you have such a positive, happy, healthy, honest relationship with one another, they're going to be very frank with you. They're going to be like, listen, I love you, but your logo looks corny. Hey, your products don't seem up to par. And while this might seem brutal, it is done out of love and not any spite or anything negative, and you're going to realize that because of the depth you've built in this relationship, and this is going to help you make the best decisions possible, so your business not only does well, but soars, essentially. Oh wow, the High Priestess one after each other. That's awesome. Okay, so this is for sure confirming through the moon signs that the betrayal was in the past. The person isn't in your life anymore, but that pain's still kind of carried over. This also again talks about the idea that this person is going to give you great advice. They're going to be very honest, but it's not going to be sometimes people might not have the same taste as you. That's not going on here. They've just got a great objective way of seeing things, and by meeting them, you can kind of go out on this wonderful little business adventure. And we're going to finish up the tarot read with the Strength card. Now, the Strength card is about this is really awesome. This is all about your sexual experience together. There's going to be a lot of that. It's going to be very positive. There's going to be a lot of, with nothing in the way anymore of fears or past experiences, and there's lots of trust, you're just really going all out in the bedroom, which is wonderful. But I just want you to keep in mind that this is also a little bit of letting you know that sometimes too much of a good thing can be a bad thing, in the sense that, like, don't forget to, like, live life and to have a balance between this wonderful experience, sexual experience, mixed with, you know, just living your life and talking to them and having like a friendship level and working on your business, doing other things, because this side of you, as it's satiated more and more, might bring out a little bit of your primitive side, and you might become a little more aggressive or tense by fulfilling it constantly and not having like a healthy balance in your life. So it'll start off as a really positive thing because you're able to feel, again, a new depth of emotion, a new depth of a sexual encounter with them because of all this positivity and honesty. But don't let it fully consume you. Enjoy it amongst the other stuff. So wonderful. If you enjoyed this reading, please feel free to give me a like. It really helps out the channel a lot, and consider subscribing today. But let's move on to the next reading for reading number 4. All right, group number 4. Let's figure out, why did you meet? I love this like beautiful ethereal light we got going on. It actually goes great with your first 2 oracle cards I see. Unexpected visitor. Unexpected visitor is all about fun and new adventure this person is going to bring into your life. And in addition to that, they are bringing it through fate, destiny, synchronicities. This goes perfectly with the gentle gardener. This is all about the ability to manifest. Are you aware of your thoughts and how they affect the world around you? This person is bringing positivity and helping you connect to that, and kind of bringing you away from any of your past feelings, future feelings, negative feelings, and just remembering you to be right here in the moment. They're definitely going to do this through a really fun way, because the King of Cups is all about fun and spontaneity, being in the moment. Sometimes you don't need to keep doing the same rituals every day or meditate a bunch. And I'm a big fan of meditating, but sometimes you just need something that is so impossibly entertaining that it pulls you away from anything else other than the moment. And sometimes you can have the best spiritual awakenings during this time period. And you're going to definitely experience it with this person. But this person is also a great listener. This person is going to help you, figure out, talk out your problems, but not just to heal, but to have these like spiritual epiphanies, a higher sense of self. You're going to realize that these encounters that you have are like repetitive over and over and over again, and the universe is trying to give you a message that you will, through these conversations, connect with, which is so awesome. Also, just to mention, this is a little bit about sensuality, so you're definitely going to experience a little bit of sensuality with them, which is really fun. Sometimes we feel, turned on when we're mentally stimulated, so that's just something to keep in mind. Oh, Ace of Wands. Oh gosh, even more confirmation here. Ace of Wands is all about like bringing in that new energy. They are just like kind of jostling you up in the best way possible. They're reinvigorating you. They're filling up your battery, so to speak, and they're bringing in new opportunities. By just being with them, you're gonna have a line with like your higher sense of self. You can even see her connecting to her magic and having this true awakening within her. There's a lot of intuition being guided here, which is awesome too. So you're gonna definitely be more connected to your intuition as well. There's just gonna be a deeper sense of connection to yourself from them. And the cool thing is, with the Empress, this is kind of the confirmation of letting you know that during this time, like this awakening with this person is knows how to take care of themselves. They are very nurturing and supportive of you, and they have their best intentions in mind, but they don't need anything right now. You're not taking anything from them. You're just kind of like reaping the benefits of being around them, and you don't need to worry. Like, you can kind of be vulnerable and let yourself go and not worry about that it's your time of growth, because they're fine. They don't need anything right now. Three of Cups. Again, just celebration, party, and fun. This person is like bringing a lot of fun to the party, which is so awesome because it's like I could end this reading and just be like, oh, you're going to have a great time with them. It's going to be a lot of fun. But you're going to have a lot of fun and like popularity and celebration and social time with them with a lot of like mental and spiritual growth, which is so cool. The Chariots. I'm just putting this into view. The Chariot is kind of, again, talks about popularity, but this is more about, this person is going to help you connect to the idea and realization that, like, whatever you want, you can have that. If you want to be the best version of yourself, if you want to win, you can go for it. Like, you're gonna get it. You have the capabilities. You're just, like, not fully aware that you are and taking a hold of that at all times. Again, this goes back to, the gentle gardener and being aware of how your thoughts like affect the world. Like if you think, like, imagine the best version of yourself you want to be and just allow yourself to have it. And all this fun is going to be a great distraction to kind of cloud any doubts you have in your mind. And then you're going to have more synchronicities and experiences that are kind of undeniable proof of your manifestation that allow you to, like, any doubts that could like creep in will totally disappear because you'll have more evidence of good things happening than the possibilities of bad, so to speak. King of Wands. Again, King of Wands is all about fun again, but this is a little interesting. This might get a little bit on your nerves about this person that you meant to meet, but they have a lesson to be learned through this action. They love to kind of see all sides. They have fun being kind of the devil's advocate to the point that it can be a little annoying. You might want them to pick a side at times, but they're going to teach you through this lesson that there is no sides. That everything has a perspective and something to be learned, and they're going to kind of really lift you out of the clouds, have you seeing the bigger picture. And again, it'll be really fun and effortless, and you won't even think anything of it. It feels kind of almost like an unintentional teacher relationship, and I get a bit of an older vibe from them, but it could be an old soul I'm picking up. Spirit's not telling me if they are an older person right now, so it could be either. But that being the case, give some patience if you like realize that you're being taught something that is valuable when that happens. Ten of Cups. Okay, so this is where a little more of our confirmation comes in with the romance experience. You could see it in the Empress too, and a little bit of the King of Cups as well, and even the Ace of Wands if you want to go there. But this is about the experience between you two will be pretty romantic and pretty fast, but in a good way. It doesn't necessarily mean it's negative to move quickly, so, you know, every time. Sometimes there's just a natural connection. There's kind of a confirmation of it being like a happily ever after. I'm not talking about like long-term happily ever after. I don't know if I necessarily see that, to be honest with you, but it will be a fun time, a great time. It will be a time period that will kind of everything works out so great, there's no bumps in the road, and it will work out to your benefit very quickly. And then we have the Emperor, the last lesson to be learned from them through all this fun and everything. They're definitely, I see this in the Empress and I see the Emperor, that they for all their silliness and frivolity, they seem like they're not really attached to anything. They do really want to protect you and care about you on a deeper level, even if they seem kind of a little, not flighty, but they just kind of seem so happy and about the world that you're not sure if they're centrally focused on you. They are really paying attention to you. But one of the other things that they have for you to learn is talking about the idea of, so you have this ability to manifest, now do it. You have the ability to get it done, so get it done. Don't think about it. Stop making excuses. Remove yourself from it. They're teaching you that life is easier than you're aware of. It can be more fun than you're aware of. You should focus on positivity. You should notice when you're getting confirmations that you're doing the right thing. You need to just have a good time, connect to other people, connect to them, and let all your dreams and wishes be asked for and allow them to happen. Make them come true. So, pretty awesome. Pretty cool person to meet. If you enjoyed this reading, please consider giving it a like. It helps out the channel a lot. But either way, just consider subscribing and becoming just a subscriber tonight. Man, I'm tripping over my words. And either way, guys, it was so much fun reading the cards for you. I am Supermoon Tarot. Have a lovely day.